Hello, everyone. Welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We've been on hiatus for a while, and now we finally got the show going again. This is your boy, Movie Maker Doug 55, and today we have another special guest coming on the show. Her name is Lauren, and I met her alongside Andy McPhee at a Woman of Achievement back in January. And welcome, Lauren.
Thank you, Doug, so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be on your show today.
Glad to hear that. So tell everybody, my followers, a little bit of what you remember about our first interaction.
Well, we met, like you said, this last January when I was competing for Mrs. US Women of Achievement. I come from the great state of Texas, and you and I had the pleasure of meeting, I believe it was the second day that we were there during our platform presentations, when I got to speak about something that is really dear and close to my heart, which is women with unplanned pregnancies. And so I got to meet you that day, and you have such a passion for people and to hear their story. And it is definitely like, you can see it all over your face, and you're just, your body language, and you are such a delight to be around. So I am so glad that we got to have another interaction today.
I'm glad we are too. I really appreciate those comments because, to be honest, years ago, I struggled in my efforts of interacting with people. So I know what that's like to struggle and then finally, over time, get the maturity to interact right and then, reap the rewards for it. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think at times probably struggle with a little bit of insecurities on approaching people. Just, are we going to say the right things? Are we going to know what to say? How do we keep the conversation going? And so you definitely have grown. I don't know you from back then, but I had such a great conversation with you, and I hope to continue those conversations moving forward.
Definitely. So I start these with a question, which is, where are you originally from?
I am originally from here in Texas, born and raised. I am a true blood Texan. I've been here for 40 years.
That's really cool. Giddy up, cowboy.
Yeah. I live on a farm. We have cows and chickens. I'm probably like, somewhat, when you think of like a Texas sort of rancher. I mean, I say I'm a ranch-ish type of person. It's definitely us. So don't be fooled by all of this glitz and glam. I'm definitely a cowgirl at heart.
That's really cool. I know some people that are cowboys or cowgirls in the heart. I know plenty of them. That's a really good sport. So what made you decide to go into the industry of, promoting the cause of unplanned pregnancies?
Well, so 19 years ago, my son is 19 now. So 20 years ago, I found myself as that girl who had just finished school, was going to start out on my career, and kind of got just stopped dead in my tracks when I found out that I was pregnant. And so it set me on this catalyst, Doug, of really having to think outside myself, of not being selfish anymore. And thankfully, I had amazing support through my family, through my community. They really rallied around me to help me make the best decisions moving forward on if I was going to raise my baby or put my baby up for adoption. So over the next 9 months, I just was really poured into, both emotionally, spiritually. I was taught really financially how to pursue each avenue if I were to put my son up for adoption or if I was to raise him. And so I just really, really was prepared all the way around on the best decisions to make. And so then fast forward, I did keep my son. He is 19 now. He is wonderful. I'm remarried. We have 5 children between us. So I have a total of 6 kids now. But through those years, I ran across a woman who started Embrace Grace, who, like myself, found herself in a very similar situation. Her and her husband did end up getting married, and out of that, they birthed this organization for women of any age. It's not just young moms or young girls. It's women. We have women coming into the clinic that are in their 30s, some as late as their 40s. We do have some young girls coming in, but it's to help aid them in the making the best decision that they can for their baby and themselves. We are very much pro love. We want to love on them. We want to support them. We want to give you the resources and the funds to be able to really make the best cognitive decision that you can moving forward and be successful in those decisions, whether it's through adoption or raising your baby on your own. So that's how I really got involved with Embrace Grace. We are about 10 years old. And so that's really where I pour a lot of my efforts into now, just helping rally the community on how to support these girls. So we go out and we help our communities understand, well, what does it look like when a girl shows up at a clinic and decides that she wants to keep her baby or put her baby up for adoption? How do we support that? And so then we have the resources to help these communities understand, like, tangibly, what does that look like moving forward? By God's grace, we are in 48 states and 6 countries, and we are growing rapidly. And so we're not just born and bred here in Texas. Yes, that's where we started and we originated from, but we are now very much so expanding globally, which is really awesome because, pregnancies happen all over the world and it's not just subject to here in Texas.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Just curious, how old were you when you first got pregnant?
I was 19. Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling it was probably at a significantly young age, just based on my experience with other people and what you mentioned.
I was young. I will say, we do see a lot more young pregnancies than older. It is rare, but they do come in. But the average range of girls that are coming through our program are anywhere as young as 14 and 15 to mid to late 20s. Really is like the biggest range that we see often coming through the program. Not because those are, I think, years that unfortunately, a lot of us, and I only can speak from experience, is those are, hard years a lot of times. And girls are looking for identity. They're looking for security. And then, an unplanned pregnancy comes along, and then that's really got a bump in life. And so we help them through all of that.
Yeah, I know what that's like. The youngest parent I saw at that particular age when I was in high school was a girl that got pregnant at 14 years old. And I had not heard of that before. And I wasn't judgmental, obviously, but I hadn't heard about it before then. And so I was like, whoa. Anxious, are we?